The salt in the spray, salt on my skin, salt in my eye, fish in the bin. Who would be a fish hawker, poor woman like me? Just like our menfolk, we're bound to the sea. My love must ride high on the tide. Oh, how I wish I could sail by his side. But home I must be with my family, a-hawking and tending on shore.
Hi, my name is Shelley Coss and I'm the lead artist for this amazing project that's been taking place in Brixham for the last 9 months called the Fishstock Project, which has been funded by Heritage Lottery Fund and led by Encounters Arts. And we came into Brixham and asked the museum which stories were missing from their collection and what the gaps were. And we met with Louise Cresswell, and she said that there was this amazing story about some fishhawker women, and that they had a huge party back in 1864 to celebrate the fact that Lord and Lady Churston had supported them to continue selling fish without a licence. But through a long journey of research into the lives of these women, we found 43 fishhawkers in the census. And we've made banners, and Maggie Duffy has made an extraordinary new song.
Well, the song was born purely out of being approached by Shelley from the project. She contacted me and she said that she had found that I lived locally, was born here, and wrote songs about local people and local events, and I said if she'd like to show me some of the history that she'd unearthed, I would read it and put it into a song, which was what happened.
First, let me introduce you to Mikael, who's led this part of the project. This part of the project, as an addition to the fishhawkers' aprons, it was decided we'd make banners. And the banners are all made on denim from jeans, cut up jeans, as you can see. And we were just meant to be inspired by the fishhawkers, but remembering that we're celebrating the fishhawkers getting the right to sell fish and 100 years since women started getting the vote. And we've all come up with very, very different things. With a lot of them, the other three have sea themes, like this one with the compass. Can I see your... This here, which has items made out of rubbish from the sea and stop pollution, and this one which is just inspirational. And I base mine mainly on people's perceptions of women.
I'm Angela Richardson, and I've led a group of very talented ladies in the making of the fishhawker aprons. We made the aprons to highlight the women of Brixham who sold the fish and supported the menfolk. We've made 3 aprons, a past apron which shows the many fish in the sea. In the 1860s, 17 tons more fish in the sea at that time.
My name's Sue Maloney, and I'm one of Angela's ladies who embroidered these fish. This is the apron that we made to represent the seas at the moment, which through global warming are getting warmer, so we're getting more different kinds of fish, different species. This is the future apron, which represents what may happen if we don't do anything about changing our habits and what we actually put in the sea.
What we care about at the museum, we do care about the visitors, and it's important because that's where the money comes from. What we're really looking for is connecting local people to their heritage. And Shelley has done this brilliantly. Well, Shelley and her friends. So everybody gets involved. Maureen Duffy, the museum, local ladies, this festival. It's been a marvellous sense of the Brixham community being brought together with the project.
They celebrated this amazing victory in the courts to carry on selling their fish without a licence in 1864, and we sort of slightly followed that idea and trajectory, in as much as they processed up to Lupton House, we processed down into Fishstock on Saturday last week.
And how has it been to see the song it's come alive with all the singers?
It was very emotional, because what you have to realise that I was born in Brixham, my father, his father, and some of the ladies involved in the original Fishhawkers probably could have been relations of mine, so that makes it very personal. And the first time that we sang it, I'm afraid we all had a little cry.
There's salt in the spray, salt on my skin, salt in my eye, fish in the bin. Who would be a fish hawker, poor woman like me? Just like our menfolk, we're bound to the sea. My love must ride high on the tide. Oh, how I wish I could sail by his side. But home I must be with my family, a-hawking and tending on shore, keeping the wolf from the door. Fish is our lifeblood, the guts and the smell, the eyes and the fins and the tailbones as well. The gills and the scales, I know every part. I could work in my sleep and do it by heart. My love must ride high on the tide. Oh, how I wish I could sail by his side. But home I must be with my family, a-hawking and tending on shore, keeping the wolf from the door.
For me, the Fishhawker women were actually quite a revolutionary bunch of women, and they were making waves well before their time. They were active and working before women's suffrage was even really on the radar. And they were also supported by the men here, as were the suffragettes. One of the boats was turned on its side and had votes for women written and emblazoned in writing in the harbour. So although this was a project about the women, it's really about the social history of this amazing town.
The thing that I've most enjoyed is finding out the stories about these women, and also finding out what a crucial role they played in Brixham's fishing industry.
The story can only go on as we find out more and more information. It's an amazing story that's not being told. It's been hidden. It's a hidden history of Brixham, if you like. So that for me is quite exciting.
Yes, and having something in the museum that represents that story, that's the big thing for me as well.
But it's been a great ending. One of our local councillors was enthusing about the walk through the streets. A week or so ago, the whole group moved through the narrow streets of Brixham, singing the song that Maggie Duffy had written, which you've just heard, I suppose, and it worked.
Keeping the wolf from the door. Lord Churston from Lupton came to Low Brixham town. Him and his good lady, we showed him around. They restored the rights to our old ancient trade, Now we work without worry, each mother and maid. My love must ride high on the tide. Oh, how I wish I could sail by his side. But home I must be with my family, hawking and tending on shore, keeping the wool from the door. We could sell of our wares, but no penalty laws, no fines or restrictions that kept us so poor. The Lord and the Lady shared a cup of bouillon, and us danced until